So, I had the luxury of trying out Overwatch 2 the other day, and honestly, it was not too bad. I mean, all things considered, but I don't know, it's not what they were, I guess, marketing it as. Like, I mean, they're calling it Overwatch 2, and it's the sequel to the critically acclaimed Overwatch game, and it just honestly, it's just three new characters. Like, I mean, the game looks a little bit better. I mean, it feels good. I mean, I think Overwatch has always kind of been just very polished and stuff as just a regular game. I mean, it is made by Blizzard, AAA platinum company with, tons and tons of money and resources to put into it. But I don't know. It's literally just three new characters. Every single map that we played on was a map from Overwatch 1. I still don't know if there's new maps to the game or not. I know that some of the maps that we played on were nighttime or daytime, whereas in the old Overwatch they used to be vice versa. Like, they used to be nighttime maps and now they're day, or the other way around. But I don't know. That's not like, I mean, unless you pointed it out to me. I'm just looking at the map as in, like, the structure of it. I don't really care if it's day or nighttime. I guess it's a small detail, so it's kind of cool, I guess, but altogether, that's not really anything super fantastic. I did try all three of the new characters. The new healer is great because people keep complaining that all of the weebs are playing nothing but Hanzo and Genji, which are DPS characters, and now they can finally play a healer, which is fantastic. I think she's fine. I don't know. I didn't really play her too much. I mainly played this girl right here. I can't even really remember her name at this point, but she's the new DPS character. She's a lot like Soldier in the regard that, her gun is kind of the same, but instead of doing like auto lock on or whatever, she basically has like a railgun attachment on it, where as you hit your shots with your main, like, shooting, you unlock, or it like charges up the railgun, and then you can right click and then it just blasts them with like a really heavy hitting attack, which is really cool in my opinion. I actually really enjoyed playing with it. And then her ultimate is basically just, it makes it to where the railgun is constantly charging up at a pretty fast pace, so you can basically just keep right clicking over and over again. And then she can also do this like cool slide move where she can sort of use it to maneuver around while you're fighting and everything, which is pretty cool. I actually did not hate that whatsoever. I thought that she was probably my favorite character to mess with. I did try out the new Junker Queen as well. She's the new tank, and I mean, she seemed fine. I'm not a big tank player or anything like that, so I'm sure she's normal. And I'm sure she does a good job. They did change the structure of the game, though, so it used to be 2 tanks, 2 healers, 2 DPS, if I'm not mistaken. Like, that was the normal sort of lineup, but now, because it's a 5v5 instead of a 6v6, you only have 1 tank on the team, and that doesn't sound like too big of a problem, and most of the time it's not, unless you're running characters that don't tank well. Like, we got in a couple of matches where we had maybe a Doomfist. Doomfist was not a good character for tanking. Like, he's very aggressive, he can deal a lot of damage, he can take a lot of damage, but he doesn't have like a shield or anything like that to help mitigate damage from your team or anything like that, so that was super annoying. We had a match where they played as our tank was Hammond, or Wrecking Ball, and I am not a fan of that character whatsoever. I feel like he really just didn't do a tank job, so it just felt really useless. And I don't know. It just, the structure is fine, I guess, if you're running somebody like Reinhardt, or Orisa was super relevant. People were playing Orisa a lot, which is fine because honestly she was doing a really good job. But I don't know. It doesn't feel like a sequel. The queue times and everything, of course, have been like a huge issue, but any game that's sort of anticipated in any regard that has a pretty decent fan base, like already looking into it, is gonna have server issues as soon as it launches. So I tried to put that on the back burner as much as possible. Like, I don't want to take off points for that, because I know people were crazy about Overwatch 1 when it came out, and I just assumed that it was going to be pretty hectic whenever Overwatch 2 came out. I couldn't get in at all on the first day. It was like a really crazy queue, like 40,000, 30,000, something crazy like that. And then the next day when we tried to play it, I was like 700 when I logged in, and I was like, you know what, I can handle that. I can just sit in the queue, watch YouTube videos, do whatever I want to do, and then I'll get in later. And I don't know, it worked out. It wasn't too bad. We only played for like maybe an hour or two. Like played a couple of good matches like of unranked, and I mean it was a fun time. I mean I enjoyed Overwatch 1 whenever it first came out. Kind of got out of it because it just wasn't really my style of game. I'm not normally the kind of, like, I like shooters and everything, but I'm not super into like the skill using shooters where it's like, oh, each character has their own different thing, and I'm sure a lot of people really like that, but I would rather everybody kind of be on a level playing field when I play my shooters. I would rather it just be like, it's all up to the guns. It's not up to the skills that you're using. But I mean, I don't know. Just some people are into it, some people aren't. It's not necessarily my thing, but I'm not going to hold that against the game. I thought it was fine. I thought it was okay. It wasn't like bad or anything, but it definitely wasn't, I don't know, groundbreaking, revolutionary, anything like that. I mean, obviously it's now free to play, so that's great. The first thing that you see when you first load into the game is look at the battle pass, like a big message that's like, oh, check out the battle pass, which obviously is kind of off-putting if I'm being completely fair, but I don't know, that's kind of how free-to-play games kind of make their money, and obviously, Overwatch is a big moneymaker for Blizzard, I'm sure. Like, people really like Overwatch, so obviously they're going to try to get their fans to buy the Battle Pass, so, yeah, I don't know. It's alright. It wasn't too bad. That's pretty much it, though. So, thank you guys so much for watching. Hopefully you guys enjoyed the video. Feel free to subscribe if you haven't already. I'll see you guys in the next one.